Now, sometimes an error is just an error. It's a stupid mistake. There's only one difference between an error and a fraud, and that is intent. Intent. If you can't prove intent, then all you have is a dumb mistake. It's just a dumb mistake. Well, how do you go about proving intent? Well, you say this is a mistake, Charlie? Yeah, it is. It's just a dumb mistake. Well, how many times did you make that mistake? Oh, about 35 times. Oh, no, Charlie. I'll give you, for most of us humans, although I've seen a few exceptions, we learn from our mistakes. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Once, twice, you're pushing it. 3 times? No way. No way. The second way to prove intent, did you lie to me about it? Did you destroy evidence? Did you hide documentation? Did you tell other people not to talk to me about it? All these are the ways of trying to go about proving intent. But if you can't prove intent, again, all you've got is just a dumb mistake, period. I have a counterpart in Louisiana. Now, if you want to learn how to commit fraud, you go to Louisiana because they do it well down there. And it starts right at the top. They have several governors serving time in federal prison now for fraud. But he conducts a lot of fraud investigations. And he came up with this quote. And I give him credit for it. But it's very, very telling. His quote is that fraud and stupid often look exactly the same. Now, your fraudster is always going to say, well, that's a dumb mistake. That's just a stupid mistake. And you've got to be able to tell the difference. Again, you've got to be able to prove intent. Now, we have what we call the fraud triangle. Well, I like to call it the 3-legged table. You know, the fraud triangle says, or the theory about the fraud triangle says, that 3 things must happen in order for a person to commit fraud. That is need, opportunity, and rationalization. And most frauds are committed by basically honest people. The majority of individuals who commit fraud have no criminal background or criminal convictions whatsoever. They may have a speeding ticket or something like that, but they, as a rule, have no criminal history. But when 3 things come together, and that's need, rationalization, and opportunity, they will commit fraud, period. And we call that the fraud triangle. But I like to call it the 3-legged table. How many legs does a 3-legged table have to have in order to stand? Well, it's 3. And those legs are need, opportunity, and rationalization. Now, you remove any one of those legs, and what happens to the table? Well, the table falls. It can't stand. You can have need and opportunity, but if you can't rationalize, it's something other than stealing. Because, see, these frauds are committed by basically honest people. They have to be able to rationalize that they're either borrowing the money or they deserve it, as a rule. Did you steal the money? Oh, no. I'm borrowing it. I'm going to pay it back. Did you take it because you deserve it? Yes. I worked a lot of overtime, didn't get paid for it. I'm not appreciated around here. I earned it. Did you steal it? Oh, no. Stealing's wrong. I never steal the money. So the basically honest person has to rationalize that it's something other than stealing. You can have opportunity, you can have rationalization. But if you don't have a need, you won't take it. You can have a need and you can have rationalization. But if you know that you will be detected, you don't have the opportunity. You have the perception of detection. Internal controls are in place that would detect your borrowing, quote unquote. Then you won't do it. Now, of those 3 legs, management controls 1. They control opportunity through the control environment. Now, we talk about the control environment. That's the first element of the 5 elements of internal control. Now, the control environment is established by management, quote unquote. It's referred to as the tone at the top. So, through good internal controls, management can reduce opportunity. So I say when fraud occurs, in every situation, management participates in fraud. Because in every situation, they provide the 3rd leg, opportunity. And that is oftentimes why management doesn't like to admit that fraud occurred in their organization, because they have to justify it to somebody, the stockholders, the taxpayers, the owners, somebody. They have to justify to somebody why they provided the opportunity, period. So need, rationalization, and opportunity.